no pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now.
You are the ex-champion, Olin.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure four leg lock.
Come at you live from Cousin Tyrone's basement.
I am back. King Gunther's guest room. It was a little dusty in here. It's been a minute, but here we are. We're back. We're back. We're back, baby.
The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. All of the holiday.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Happy
First
New
day of
Year.
Kwanzaa, right? First day of Hanukkah today.
Hanukkah, yeah. We got everything going right now. Everything.
All the things. Wonder, where have we been?
I've been, I'm gonna take responsibility for our hiatus. And blame it on a family member who hasn't been feeling too well. But the family member's starting to feel well. It's been a very long December, Dre, of hospital, home. It's just been a lot, but everything's looking good now for the most part. So that's why we're back. I mean, I'm back to, we put at the end of every episode, as I audited every episode for our Wrestler of the Week, we usually say, put a button in it, put a pin in it. We go back and forth. We're going to put a pin in this year, today.
Yeah. Especially December, man. Fuck December.
Yeah. December is a piece of shit. My birthday's coming up, so knock on wood, nothing crazy happens. You know what I mean?
Which reminds
December's
me,
been tough.
Hey, your birthday gift's in the mail. You should probably receive it January 6th, which is fitting. It's a positive thing now, right? The sport we love, the entertainment we love is putting a positive note on January 6th now. Yeah. We got the Netflix debut. We have a lot going on January 6th. We'll talk more about that next week, right? We'll talk more about that leading up to January 6th. But yeah, watch out for the mail, because something's coming in the mail for you.
Beautiful. I'm excited. Thank you. I can't wait to see what it is. Hopefully it's a Money in the Bank briefcase so I can cash it in on your son. Tavian, if you're watching this, take that belt off. That belt's mine, son.
This Christmas this year was all wrestling for young Tavy. Not only did he get a Tribal Chief shirt, he got the original Tribal Chief shirt. He got a leather belt. He got another belt. He got the 2K24. He got Rey Mysterio Lowrider. This dude, he got Moxley and MJF action figures.
Oh,
man, he got a Ricochet action figure. Ricochet WWE action figure. Yeah, man. Have you been following AEW at all? Have you been seeing anything that's going on with Ricochet over there?
I've been poking in. I see a lot of stuff on Instagram, right? And it's usually him like not being able to speak on the mic, and it's constant. It's just constant, and I feel bad for him because he's so talented in ring. But is he joining what are they calling themselves over there? Not the Hurt Business, but the Hurt Syndicate, something like that.
Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, no, he's not. I wish he would have.
Oh, he's gonna get down.
I mean, MVP, he ripped up the card. He tried to cash in the card, and MVP was like, no, son, like, nah. And he got bullied. I don't know if AEW's doing this as punishment for Ricochet or what, but something's not right now with Ricochet. Not only is he not good on the mic, it just feels like the crowd, the AEW crowd's turning on him. He's heel now, which doesn't help, especially for Ospreay fans, but there was a moment last night where him and Swerve have an interaction, and Swerve he cooks him, right? Swerve's a rapper.
Swerve's
what do you expect?
Swerve's great.
He cooks him on the mic, and then as Swerve walks away, Ricochet goes, "Well, your house got burned down."
Oh no!
Like, what? You don't have a house. Your house burned down. I was like, oh man. It's like you have a pretty girlfriend, but then she opens her mouth and you're like, ah, gosh, what?
God, shut up, you stupid ass. You know what they need? They need to bring that heater in there, bro. They need to spend, if they want to be serious about Ricochet, they need to get Samantha over there to be his mouthpiece. Okay.
And maybe pause. Hey, I mean, do we pause? We don't pause that.
I don't think why would you why'd you pause that?
Yeah, nah. That would be awesome, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what she wanted. That's what she wanted. Does do the does AEW do that? They have the bag.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I don't know, man. You already know how I feel about AEW as a whole. The seeing Osprey do the whatever with the Costco kid, that's wild. It's
The
wild.
bully.
It's wild that it's just still going. Like, because like you think about when whoever social media people come on wrestling, they might be there for 1, maybe 2 weeks, or like leading up to a PLE or pay per view. But it just feels like it's getting out of hand with
It really is.
the
Like,
Costco guys, and
we're Costco guys. We love to do the duh.
yeah. Shout out to Mariah May though. She's doing her thing. She's doing her thing. Friend of the show, Mariah May. But yeah, MJF is great. Oh man, I'm glad they're starting to do, at least from what it looks like, starting to do smaller venues.
Yeah.
It looks better. It sounds better.
More
But
interaction. I don't know if you've seen the clip of people throwing toilet paper at Ricochet. It's great. It's great. The smaller venues are obviously great. Um, they need help, man. They
yeah,
need help storyline wise. There was a couple of botches in some women's matches that weren't. I mean, even from Tony Storm, that's some
yeah,
top of their roster. But just got to give them time. It's still a young company. They're still trying to figure it out.
yeah,
I watched the documentary. So we're recording this the day after Christmas. It's December 26th, and um there was a documentary that I was watching while I was wrapping gifts and whatnot, and it was what really happened with CM Punk, and the person that put this together is diabolical.
with
Why? Because
AEW. What happened with him with in AEW? You mean?
yeah, with
Okay,
AEW
got
and how this was all a ploy by Hunter, by WWE, how he was he infiltrated
it.
AEW, created this big old mess, and then left. And this
Yeah,
was the whole plan the whole time, because AJ Lee was over at WWE at the time,
yeah,
and it was kind of like I don't know. This documentary made me believe that that Triple H and CM Punk created this plan
yeah.
to crumble AEW.
That's hilarious. I've heard somebody say that before, and all it reminded me of was when WCW went to shit, like shortly after Bret Hart left WWE and went over there, and a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, that Vince sent Bret to kill WCW," which is it's super funny to think about. But yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, when Punk left WWE originally, that was bad. Like it
Mm,
was I thought, there's guys that come and go and have, a bad breakup from WWE, but they come back. I thought there's no way in hell Punk has ever come back. And I think it probably took Vince to not be there anymore for it to happen. But
mhm.
that breakup was wild. So I mean, but it's
Which is
wrestling. We never know.
surprising. I mean, yeah, we're still talking about the screw job, right? We don't know what's true, what's not. We still don't know. And I don't know, even if the truth came out, even if Brett or HBK or Vince or whoever came out and was like, yo, like it was a screw job. Like it
It's
was
a
a
work.
fix. We we
Hmm.
we we
Yeah.
planned this work. I don't know if people would actually believe that, because
That's
there's
my number
always
one
this
theory.
lingering.
My number one theory that it was that was a work. That's fake. Because it showed
Mm,
too much. There was a documentary. I don't know. We don't need to go into this. Let's talk about this year.
mhm.
Um, we can probably be done with AEW. Yeah. Or is there anything else you want
Yeah.
to say about
Hey, let's put a pin in AEW.
it? And
I feel bad for my man Ricochet, but it is what it is.
yeah,
Do we want to go back to Survivor Series? We didn't talk about Survivor Series. Kind of give your thoughts about that. We watched it together at your in King Gunther's
basement.
castle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the first thing about Survivor Series is my War Games team won. They beat yours when you counted all the votes, Dre Rocca, and not just specific votes that you wanted to count. But when they were all counted, your boy won. So thank you to those who voted. I appreciate you. But Survivor Series as a whole, I thought was okay. I didn't think it was the greatest. Like I don't know, man. They really toyed with us at the end, thinking that the Rocky was going to come out, and he didn't. Which I kind of feel like Rocky's not coming back.
Ever? Like this year for this storyline?
So are they trying to? I mean, the only time he could come back where it makes sense and then we can go forward with something at Mania. Sorry, I keep burping. Just this Celsius is killing me. Is Netflix the first episode of when we get Solo and Roman? Right. That's it.
Mm.
That's it. If he doesn't come back, then he's not coming back. What throws this all off and just messes everything up for me was when he came back at the end of what was the PLE?
Not Bad Blood.
Whatever the hell it was. No, whatever
No Way Out.
was.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know what it was, but where he did the yeah, whatever, however he did it. But we have heard nothing since.
So
Nothing. Not even on his socials.
Breaking kayfabe.
Oh.
I seen something.
Hmm.
And if this is true, this will be incredible. Somebody said that The Rock is creating something to take out the Bloodline and Bloodline 2.0.
Okay, let's stick with that because I have a theory. I have a theory.
So the theory that I seen, this is not my theory. This is one that I seen on the internets.
Can I get mine out because I don't know what yours is going to be, and if it's the same thing, I want to take credit for it.
Go ahead, because I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
So there's one guy right now who said he's going to take out Roman, take out Punk, take out Drew, right? We got Drew. Drew beat up Sammy. Like I said, December, it's all melts together. I can't tell you what show was what. Mm-hmm. At the end of whenever he beat the shit out of Sammy, went to the back and WWE socials, he said, all right, 1 out of the 4, or 1 out of the, 1 down, 4 to go, or something like that. And I was like, oh, and I think back further to when Drew re-signed with WWE, was sitting there at that nice restaurant. He got that sword and The Rock sent it to him. I thought to myself, why post that when it happened? Right. Cause that was not last year. It was earlier this year. Mm-hmm. Thought to myself, why would they post that? That's kind of interesting. But maybe it's just, they do great long-term storytelling, and just maybe, Drew, KO. I don't see Seth being a part of this, but I feel like Seth is trying to take them guys down too. But I don't see Seth and The Rock working together. But Drew, I think this was a thought I had because I wrote it down and said, hey, what if The Rock is sending Drew, KO to just take down both bloodlines? Because they hate him. But then you get Seth in there. Seth kind of throws it off because he hates The Rock. He got smacked, all that shit. But is that what you read online?
So yes, it is, and that's where I'm sitting right now. It's like, yes, Drew McIntyre makes total sense. KO, the beef with him, and there's what's the 50 laws of power? Mm-hmm. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, they both hate Cody Rhodes. Yeah. But the Seth Rollins is the wrinkle. Yeah. Because Seth and Rocky had such a notable beef during Mania. Yeah. During that Mania lead up, and they fought against each other in that tag team match. What is it that Rocky can give Seth that can make him join up with The Rock? Yeah. Is it CM Punk on a silver platter? Is it Rocky's an executive? Yeah. Is there something that Seth can will and deal with Rocky on to get what he truly wants, which is CM Punk out of here? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's enough for Seth Rollins to be in this picture. Mm-hmm. Or maybe the 3 isn't Seth. Maybe it's a third person that we're overlooking that's not around. I think there was an audible called when after War Games, because everybody got hurt, everybody got injured.
Yeah, for sure. Bronson Reed. Yeah. Ugh.
So maybe the third was supposed to be Seth, or maybe they're audible, or maybe the audible is Seth because it was supposed to be Bronson Reed. I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what makes sense, but I think Rock assembling a Rocky clan, a new
Mhm.
faction. We don't call it the NWO, but maybe he creates something like that to where they come back and they're wreaking havoc on both teams.
Yeah. I love all three of those guys. So if that was a thing, I think I sent something to you when I was like, man, I'd love a Drew Seth KO faction.
Yeah.
And Drew's right about what he said. What did he say last night, or not last night, Monday night, where he's like, Punk and Roman are the real villains of WWE. It's like, yeah, Roman was a horrible guy. you know?
He turned us this way.
Yeah.
He told Sammy that. And
hmm
Sammy's so blind. Sammy is loyal to a fault, man.
Poor Sammy, man. He just wants to be down.
He wants to be down, and the only person down with Sammy truly is Jay, who
Yeah.
hated his guts at first.
hmm Yeah. I'm trying to think anything else that stuck out from Survivor Series. I mean, both War Games matches were good. Man, Bronson Reed, man, that sucks, bro.
What a
That
way to
sucked.
go! What a way to
Yeah.
go, though, because out of both matches, we remember the people that went to the top. Io Sky. By the way,
Yeah.
can we just call the women's war game Io Sky's war game?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if it doesn't have Io in it, I'm not
We're probably not
interested.
going to watch. Yeah. Yep.
Like, Io is the one that holds that match down. But to see big Bronson Reed hit a tsunami from what 10, 15 feet on top of
Probably
the
15. Yeah.
oh my gosh, man, and shatter his ankle. Mm. It's a
That
way
was
to go
rough.
out. If you're gonna go out, man, put your name in history books. You're gonna be out for a good maybe 12 months, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know
That
how long it, I was so bummed when I found out he was really injured, right? Because you just
Mhm.
never know.
Yeah.
But him getting up and walking, like,
After
shattered his ankle.
that's Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
That's Kobe breaking his Achilles, shattering his Achilles,
Mhm.
and hitting those free throws and walking back to the locker room.
Insane,
Insane.
man. Insane. What else from Survivor Series? I was right about LA Knight taking the L, right?
Yeah.
Devil Ghost Shinsuke wins. I don't know what he is exactly, but he won, so good for him. Everything else was just kind of whatever. I don't know.
Well, I got match of the night was the Intercontinental match with the
Mhm.
triple threat with Braun, Sheamus,
Yeah,
and Ludwig
yeah. Match
Kaiser.
Ludwig Kaiser match. You're right. That match was great. Even my guy Gunther. I mean, the whole thing. The Survivor Series was good, but it didn't. There wasn't anything outside of Reed where I was like that. I think I'll remember from it.
Hmm.
Like, why did the OG Bloodline win? Was it just to set up this favor for Punk? I guess because
That's what it
Bloodline
seems like.
2.0 is looking weak now. They just look weak.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what it seems like. It seems like it was a setup just for that. The only other thing that was notable for me was Tiffy. Tiffy
Mm,
going on the top. Taking a page out of EO Sky's book.
yeah,
Tiffy needed something to stand out in that match, and I think she did enough to really stand out. It was all over the place. It was a messy match, but Rhea Ripley getting the mask, same mask the creator that did all of Bray stuff, which is
yeah.
dope. So salute to that guy. Oh, by the way, this was a question on the round couch between me, you, and Steady. What does BRB mean on Rhea? I looked it up, and internet theory is back for blood.
Ah,
Rhea Bloody Ripley, back for blood. So
yeah.
I think that's what the B4B means on Rhea Ripley.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, that's good. Saturday night's main event. We could probably jump to that.
Hmm.
I love Jesse the Body Ventura being there. I like the old school look of it. I loved Chelsea Green winning. As soon as it was Mi Chin, we just knew, right? We're just like, yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
yeah.
we know Chelsea's winning. Like, but that was dope.
Vintage
Randy,
look was vintage look was awesome.
beautiful.
I was opposite of you on Jesse. I thought that opening.
Oh,
No, hear me out. Hear me out. I think the opening. By the way, I'm drinking a Coke Zero sugar. By the way, uh, I think the opening with Jesse talking about the preview and what we're gonna expect and whatnot. I thought was not good. He was talking over who was he next to?
Testator.
Testator. Yeah, against good old Joey.
Mhm. Who
And
is going to be done soon, by the way, on Raw.
because of Pat.
Pat and Cole will be on Raw. I don't know if he goes to SmackDown or what happens there, but
That bums me out because I like Testator now. Anyway, that segment I was not a fan of, but I also think Jesse was getting his gears. Him calling the match with the guys, with Cody and the KO match, I thought he did a solid job. It was just that first segment. I was like,
okay. Yeah, I think he was warming up. He did a great job planting the Cody is a dirty cheater. And then one other thing. There's one thing that really stood out that I said, what the hell?
Mm.
The 1, 2, 3 from outside of the ring. I've never seen that in the history of watching wrestling. Why didn't the refs jump up in there?
I think it was a botch because
It had to be.
You look at Cody. Cody's like, "Yo, why ain't he counting?"
Yeah.
It felt like maybe the ref got injured, really got hurt, and he couldn't make it into the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, lazy way to count out, and everything about this says KO is the champion.
Yeah. Well, it's great because Cody was obviously. It's like Cody takes some time off, right? Like that makes sense because it's the holidays or whatever. He's been working like every show. So, all right, yeah, he gets off TV for a little bit. KO with the Golden Eagle belt, man, he's just been social, going around WWE headquarters on socials, doing funny shit. Like, I love it. So,
Our true champion.
yeah, it's great. It's great. I don't know what happens next. I mean, they have to have another match, right? But I don't know.
Yeah, is there something in leading up? Does KO? If KO is underneath the Rock, if KO is working side by side with Rocky, does what Rocky gave Cody go in line with the KO beef? What could it be?
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. And one other thing, as I was auditing all of our previous episodes, looking for wrestlers of the week, I brought up the thing about Paul Heyman. I mean, this kind of ties in slightly. Paul Heyman's phone number being disconnected when Roman called it. And when I was in that episode, I was saying, I just need them to explain that.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to tell us why. And we still haven't got that, right? Like that I haven't missed anything, right? Like
No.
But all of a sudden it was just all happiness and we're friends again.
Which is why I don't trust Paul Heyman right now.
Yeah, something feels weird. And what do you think Punk's favor is?
Yeah, what's his angle? What's he gonna ask for?
Because Roman's not the champ.
Roman's not the champ. How can Heyman help Punk at this time?
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of questions going into this next year that I feel like I usually have a good idea of stuff that may happen, but I don't know what that is. Because I'll tell you this much. I do not want to see a Punk Roman Mania. Like
No.
I don't want to see that.
I don't know, man. The Bad Blood with McIntyre was fire.
Yeah. But what do we do? Like, what's the angle with Roman Punk that they're going to tell us in 3 months that will get us invested?
At this point, wonder they drew out the Bloodline storyline, and for the moment there, I was upset. I was disinterested, but then they actually made me like Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
Which, there's things in here that makes me interested. So maybe they have an angle, maybe they have a way. Maybe it's not even CM Punk and Roman. Maybe it's CM Punk and Paul. That's the real story. Maybe it's Heyman. Exactly. So, taking it back to 95, 96, the story was Vince and Steve Austin. It wasn't, I mean, it was Rocky too, but Vince was really the catalyst with that storyline. Maybe it's Heyman. Maybe it's Heyman and Roman, because there's so much there. The hug at the end of WrestleMania, the embracement. Where was that embracement when I was getting jumped by your brother?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. You're right.
I got chills.
I don't know. All questions we have going forward. So we're gonna look at Netflix next week. Then we're gonna try to do a little preview then, because
Yeah, let's
there's
do.
right now there's only 3 matches announced, and it seems like if it's a 2-hour show, we need at least 1 to 2 more matches.
Yeah, and plus surprises. You know, what I mean, they
Yeah,
said I believe they announced Cena.
yeah, he's gonna have to be there. It starts his goodbye tour.
Hmm. Yeah.
And what do you? Let's just speculate this, okay, real quick, and then we'll get into our year end and awards. What's the path for Cena on his retirement tour? Like what's his main thing?
I've been pondering this. You know, the Intercontinental Championship is there. I think he has never held that. I don't think. Um, the path with Braun Breaker would be fun. You know, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
You know, but Gunther's there. Gunther's there. I don't know if it's because we're still waiting. Where's Gunther and all this? Where's his story? What's happening with him?
yeah.
Maybe it is Cena. You know, but then I think about. I mean, they said a retirement match for Goldberg. Is
Oh
Is
God.
Goldberg going up against your man Gunther? You
If
know,
if 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 that happens, I swear to God, Hunter is getting thousands of angry tweets. Do not do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. The Cena thing, okay, I'd be okay with that. You get him chasing, or I think he's 1 away from Flair's record of championships of heavyweight titles.
mm,
So okay, yeah, all right, that's fine. But also, if this is it and he's just going to leave, do we need another title on him? But also, how do we make it interesting? I don't know. There's a lot of questions for me. Like I said, the Punk stuff, I don't know. Cena, what do we get with that? There's just a lot of stuff that I'm just unsure of going into this upcoming year. But
mhm. I have no idea. But regardless, we'll preview. They don't call it day one no more, right? We're just was it WWE
no,
Netflix?
it's just Raw. It's Monday Night Raw.
Mm. Last year though, they made it a big like day one, the
They
first
did,
Raw of
yeah.
the year.
They've had that in the past, but yeah, this is the Netflix is bigger than day one.
Mm. Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You seen that last night with Beyonce.
Oh,
Um,
sheesh.
yeah,
Sheesh. My wife over there, like,
hater.
whatever. She's like, she's just, how'd she put it? She's just aging like a raisin, making a joke, like trying to play like she ain't, It's fine. I'm married. I love my wife.
Yeah, but it's Beyonce. Any wife's got to sound like a hater once they talk about Beyonce. That chick, you said it best, man. It looked like the gates of heaven.
Yeah, just opening wide up.
Oh man. Real quick, jumping back to Survivor Series before we put a pin in it. Damian Priest using Undertaker's moves, dope. I hope he got the cosign from Taker.
Oh,
I
I'm
would
sure he
love to
did.
see him walk the ropes, and I would love to see him do more dead man stuff. Because he makes it work. He makes it work, and he does a really good. He has a background in martial arts. He looks good, man. From the top rope.
Hmm.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely come a long way in the last year and some change.
Yeah.
Looks great.
The next Saturday night's main event is going to be happening 1/25/25, January 25th, 2025. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously we know now they're not going to be able to cram everything on network television,
Yeah.
but we're going to see some things that will unfold after the show ends.
We'll see some Cena. When is the Rumble?
February.
The Rumble's in February this year?
I swear it is. Because we don't got no PLE in January.
Oh, yeah, February 1st. So this will be right before the Rumble, the Saturday before the Rumble. Nice.
Yeah. Yep. So maybe we get Cena's first match on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Call somebody out on Netflix and then towards the end of the month has a match.
Yeah. All right. Pin in Saturday night's main event. Do you want to jump into our awards?
Let's do it. So this is what we're going to do. We have a couple of awards to give out for this year. We have Male Wrestler of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year. Now, these are mine and Dre's picks, okay? We're going to have a consensus most valuable wrestler at the end. That was compiled from all of our wrestlers of the week that we've done this year so far. We're also going to have best match, best storyline. Should we save the New Year's resolutions for next week then? If we're just going to, or do you want to do them now?
Let's do them now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And
'cause
we're
it
gonna
might
do some.
change next week.
Yeah, we're gonna do some New Year's resolutions for WWE. Uh, what do you want to start with? Which you want to do storyline? You want to do
Let's let's start.
match?
Let's start best storyline.
Okay, go ahead. Or do you want me to
I'm
go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick low hanging fruit. I mentioned it earlier. The Bloodline storyline. This was a storyline that was drawn out over. Well, it's been drawn out for over the last 3 years.
Been a long time.
It's been a long time, but it's been something to where we fought. We come in here and I'm like, man, I'm tired of it. Tonga Schmanga Loa isn't doing nothing. Uh, you know, I hate Solo, but now I'm like, yo, Solo's the best thing in the Bloodline right now. Solo is somebody that doesn't even hold a title and
Yeah.
still keeps me interested. This storyline is taking now we got Punk in the storyline. Like what? The whole thing that happened with Heyman, him taking it to another level with depriving himself with sleep to get
Yeah.
that look. It's just, man, just
True.
really, really good. Roman coming back, not saying a word for weeks and captivating not only the audience on television, but the internet as well. He is the man. Number one sells. We get Jey Uso back into the picture. There's a lot with the storyline that has happened this year, and to take hindsight, it's like, holy smokes, like, yeah, this storyline's nice.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, I have an honorable mention. R-Truth in the Judgment Day. Incredible. I seen a reel kind of highlighting the year, right?
Yeah.
And the reel went to Truth. And when Truth was tag teaming with Miz, but then he was asking Finn for a tag in.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, R-Truth in the Judgment Day, honorable mention, because they had a couple months that were solid.
All right. That's good. That's good. I had 3 options and I was going, because of course Wyatt 6 would probably be the easy number 1 pick, right? No, not at all. Not the Wyatt 6. But I had 3 options. Bloodline 2.0, that kind of like, I don't know, because like you said, I was very tired of it for a while, right? And now I don't know where it goes, which is fine. Punk and Drew I had as a possible winner because of how good that storyline was. They spread that thing out through 3 really good matches, a lot of shit talking. I was pulling for Drew consistently on all of it, but that was very entertaining. And when I sat down, when I really thought about it, I said, okay, well, what were we talking about most often throughout the year? What was there a lot of twists and turns in? And to me, it's the Liv Judgment Day storyline of taking Dom away, winning the title, the stuff that's happened with Rhea, the splitting up of the Judgment Day as we knew them the past couple of years. Just her being a skeezer, we called her a skeezer on one episode, and all the wild stuff she had said, and to still have the title, and to be believable with the title too, and the storyline still going. And I don't think maybe it ends at, not necessarily ends, but maybe it gets close to ending at the first Raw on Netflix. But that was my pick, Liv Judgment Day as storyline of the year.
Solid pick, man. She went viral with them. Was it with Daisy Dukes? She
Yeah.
went viral. Yeah, man.
Yep.
I'm not mad at it. All right, but we want to hear yours. What is your storyline of the year? You can let us know at Figure the Number 4 podcast or pod on Instagram. All right, since you picked, since we started with storyline, let's go to best match, and you go ahead and tell me what was your best match.
I feel like there's just like one answer that everyone will say. So I'm not going to say it, though I loved it. Like it was the best match of the year. I'm just going to say it. So my honorable mention, let's do my honorable mention first. Okay. Is Drew and Punk Hell in a Cell. That's my honorable mention.
That's the only answer.
Drew and Punk on.
Okay.
My match of the year, however, is Cody Roman WrestleMania 40 main event.
Oh,
yeah, because that match and that ending, even though we didn't get Stone Cold, that was a wild match. So Drew, Punk, Hell in a Cell, Honorable mention, really close, but I got to go with Cody Roman.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, you say either or, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those matches were great. If you didn't watch them, go check them out. You can find both of them on Peacock, I'm sure. Yeah, for me, it was definitely Punk McIntyre.
Yeah.
But you meant, I mean, April is so far
I
far
know. It's a
away.
long year, man.
And yeah, so and to be honest, it feels like that was 2023. Like it puts a cap on 2023, so that's what makes it feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was last year. But yeah, I gotta agree with you. Solid.
Yep. Yep.
What do you want? What do we want? What do you want to go next?
Do you want to do female wrestler of the year or male wrestler of the year?
Let's go female.
Okay.
It's on me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got two,
Mm-hmm.
and two that are beefing: Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these ladies, they're part of the same storyline, but Mommy, she was relevant when she wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy was still a part of the storyline. She was still mentioned. People were still mentioning her name when she was not on camera. And every time she pops out, she gets a pop. And Liv, she's the skeezer that took her man. And she doubled down on it. Ha 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 ha, nanny nanny boo boo. Like she's playing those type of games all
Yeah.
year while holding a championship. And she wasn't a pillow champion. She was out here fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, took on the queen, the women's queen, the
Mm-hmm.
queen of the ring, Nia Jax. Like
Yeah.
she's put herself in uncomfortable positions, even though she kind of took a little snooze fest during the Survivor Series War Games. I don't even know. We might have seen her on camera twice.
Yeah.
Even with that being said, I gotta say, man, I'm gonna go with Rhea Bloody Ripley. I think
Okay.
Rhea being my female wrestler of the year, even though she was gone for a little bit, she was still relevant. Honorable mention though, honorable mention, and I think Liv and Rhea is low hanging fruit for women's wrestler of the year. Honorable mention goes to Chelsea Green and
Mm.
Tiffany Stratton. I think both
Mm.
of them ladies had solid years.
Yeah. Tiffany did. She had a little, hiccup there, but
Yeah.
you can't quit her. You can't quit her. It's okay. I'm going with Liv, and the reason being, she was like Rhea being gone for injury and all that, whatever. I think that just makes her number two for me. So Liv being there the whole time, being the thing that really drove that storyline, like her infiltrating, her being crazy, her being there every week, offering the chicken nuggets in the video game, to winning the title, to having the heater come out and your girl Raquel Rodriguez, like all of this. I think it's got to be Liv, and she was there at the Ravens Texans game with the belt, on Netflix. Like it's got to be her year, in my opinion.
Multiple multimedia appearances. She did a lot of podcasts. She did a lot of social media this year. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yep. She's the one. Let's do some New Year's resolutions before we get into our actual most valuable wrestler of the year.
Okay, two for me.
Okay.
And I looked at what I really enjoyed and what I wish I had more of.
Okay.
I would love for New Year's resolutions for the WWE, give us more cinematic shots like we got with the Wyatt Six. Being on Netflix now, you got the production team to make some dope cinematic looks. I think we
Yeah.
need to bring back more of those. So I hope that they do add more of that flair. We seen it with the promo between Cody and Roman at Georgia Tech. Incredible. We need more of that. And the only other one that I had was I would love to see more intergender matches.
Oh, wow.
More intergender matches, intergender tag teams. Let's get the Terror Twins. Let's add a belt to them. Let's add that her Liv and Dom versus the Terror Twins again in an intergender match. More of those type of feels.
Okay. All right. I have three. I think I'll start with, I'd love a real Chad Gable push.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's just sitting at this not even quite mid-card level. Like they had the story with Otis, and they screwed that up with the Wyatt stuff. Like give him a real push because I think he's really good and I don't want to see him go to AEW. Speaking of AEW, WWE needs to find a way to get Daniel Bryan back and let him finish his career in WWE. I mean, the AEW stuff's cool, but we need him back there. The last thing I have, and this is pretty big to me, is that WWE needs to build, and I think they're trying to try kind of with Solo a little bit, kind of over here with Punk. They need to build a third top dog, somebody that is believable to beat someone like Cody. Because you have Roman, you have Cody, and then what do you have?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they do it with Punk. Punk just seems, you know how I am about Punk, but he also
Yeah.
seems older, right? Like, and that
Mhm.
he can't, and the champion doesn't need to be there all the time, but it just, and they're trying to do that with Solo. I don't think Solo's quite ready, even though he's been great. But I just need I don't know who it is. I don't know how you find a way to do it. Like, maybe you need to take the belt off of Gunther, let him go away and come back. I don't want him to hear that. But I don't know what it is. But there needs to be a third person where you're like, okay, I can, yeah, because you know the KO stuff. Like, I love KO. It's not believable. I love Drew. Maybe they make that push for Drew because Drew has been great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All right. Anyways, we didn't do male wrestler of the year. What are we doing?
Well, I thought you wanted to do that before, or do the resolutions before we do Mel.
Okay, yeah, those are my three.
Okay.
Male wrestler of
So,
the year.
okay. My male wrestler of the year. Whew, this is hard, man. This is a very hard thing to pick.
Lot of options.
A lot of options. A lot of guys did really good things this year. Looking back at the year, though, it came down to three.
Mm-hmm.
Came down to three.
Okay.
Your man Gunther
Mm-hmm.
being the king of the ring, dropping one belt, getting another,
Mm-hmm.
doing his thing. Another guy, Jey Uso,
Ooh,
a man that
okay.
the crowd loves, somebody that was in some solid matches this year, having the Intercontinental Championship for the first time, becoming main event Jey Uso, truly
really
leaving
becoming main event Jey Uso. Yeah.
exactly. And then the third guy, which is the man that I am going to give this award to. You can hear the dogs barking, Braun Breaker.
Ooh. There you go.
Every single match that Braun was a part of was a highlight of the show. Braun Breaker faced he put I don't think Ilya Dragunov I don't think he put him out, but he had some great matches with Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah,
He's a part of a storyline that with Ricochet, with Dragunov,
yeah.
with Jey Uso himself, with Sami Zayn. Like,
Yep.
he really put himself out there against veteran guys, and he still held that title. He did not, he lost it to Jay, but he got it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see a bright future for him, and I think he could be the next guy to really have a solid storyline, a rookie, but somebody that got shot to the moon, and he hasn't disappointed at all. He has the crowd barking. He's cutting really good promos. The the bronzer is a little different, but for that reason, I'm giving it to my man, Braun Breaker.
Okay. You already said there's a lot of options. You could pick Cody. He's been champ. He's held the year. He's been on TV the most. I don't love those. So what do you want to talk about? I didn't love that. I don't love that. I was going back and forth between a few people, but ultimately I came down to Drew. And I came down to Drew because of everything he's done, from winning the belt at Mania to quickly losing it.
Yeah.
The social media that led up to that, everything he's done on Twitter, X, the feud with Punk, him coming back and taking down a lot of the, Sammy, all of these guys, the stuff that he had even at the beginning of the year around Rumble time. If you look at Drew 8 years ago, Drew McIntyre then, or like the 3MB days, you're like, this guy has no chance to be a star. Holy shit. Like, I think this was his year. And even that promo he cut, and that's the other thing. Like, you don't know what's real and what isn't, what's kayfabe and what's not. When he was on that podcast with Bubba Ray and Mark Henry, is it Busted Open? I think it's called
Busted Open. Yeah.
And he gave that whole thing about how he had a family member die. Only one person reached out to him. I was like, is this real or is this not real? And he's just great in ring too, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Drew, my
Mm.
2024 male wrestler of the year.
Solid pick, man. Let us know yours again at Figure the Number 4 pod on Instagram. All right, so now we have our final category. This
Yeah.
was the F4 most valuable wrestler. This is gonna take away, or this was the average person from all of our wrestlers of the week. Wonder,
Yeah.
you did the audit. You
I
put
did
on
it.
your TurboTax hat on, and you did the
Yeah.
audit. What was the outcome?
First, I want to shout out a few that if I say their names now that they got wrestler of the week, you'd be like, what? So, Me Chin, shout out to you for getting 1 vote. Ivar, shout out to you for getting 1 vote. Those are only the ones that really stood out to like, wait, what? But
No, hold on. Don't do that, because Ivar is now what? A
he's
tag
tag team
champion?
champion. But when we gave it to him, it was a weird time to give Ivar.
But you can see the growth. Like, look
Yeah.
at him now.
No,
He's a champ.
I like him. I like him.
Bro.
I'm just saying it was fucking weird.
And Michin, a phenomenal match with Chelsea
Great.
Green, who
But
was
we
one of
give
my
Mhm.
which was one of my nominations for Women's Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah.
Michin she won a tournament, and she went number 1 contender for a tournament for a championship that didn't even exist.
Yeah.
Both solid.
I'm going to name all the this will be quick. I'm going to name all of the folks that we nominated throughout the year, okay?
Okay.
All these people got 1 vote. So at least 1 wrestler of the week by either you or myself. Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, Wyatt Six. Ugh, that was their week when they came back, and then all downhill from there. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Pete Dunne, Maxine Dupree, Rhea Ripley, CM Punk, Bailey, Michin, Ivar, Solo Sikoa, Dragon Lee, and Jade Cargill. They all got 1 week where they were our wrestler of the week. This next group had two times where they were wrestler of the week, either by you or myself. Chelsea Green, 2-time wrestler of the week. Ilya Dragunov, 2-time. I'm going to say if Ilya may have not got hurt, he may be a lot higher on this. And Manny Lemons, the zest of the best, baby. 2-time. Shout out to Manny Lemons. 3 times voted. Sheamus, the pasty king. We went through a lot of burger after burger. He's back in shape. Gunther, 3 times. Damian Priest, 3 times. Now we get into the 4 times. This is Elite Air, but there's one other level after this. 4 times. Bronson Reed, 4-time wrestler of the week. Bianca Belair, 4-time wrestler of the week.
Sheesh.
Liv Morgan, 4-time wrestler of the week.
Let's go.
And Jey Uso, 4-time wrestler of the week.
Oh,
that leads us
damn.
to our number 1 most valuable wrestler of 2024 for the Figure 4 podcast. None other than Braun Breaker. Give it up.
Hey, I didn't do the average on this, and you just named my wrestler of the year.
Yeah, there you go. There
wow.
It is. 5
what
times between you and I, he was wrestler of the week. And it was so as I was counting, Liv almost got 5 times, but you switched it to, I can't remember who you switched it to, but I was like, oh my God, what happens if we have Liv and Braun both 5 times? But Braun got it, edged out Liv, Jay, Bronson Reed, and Bianca Belair.
Sheesh. Yeah. Although that top list, man, that's a tough list. And I knew I gave Jey Uso more wrestler of the week, but I didn't realize it was less than Braun Breaker. That's awesome.
Yep. Pretty dope. So shout out to Braun. We will send you your trophy in the mail, or have friend of the pod, R-Truth, give it to you at some taping. I don't know. We'll figure it out though.
We'll get you some kibbles and bits. Let us know yours though. Each one of these categories, let us know where you would put your favorite athletes. Maybe we missed somebody. Maybe there was somebody that had an incredible year. Maybe there was people. Maybe we should have added a letdown of the year. Like, who let us down?
Well, there's only one answer for me.
Who?
The Wyatt Six.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's them, but it's just that was awful. That's it.
Man, and I feel bad for Dexter Lumis because, man, he can go. He had a great singles match with Chad Gable.
Yeah, I was so hyped for the Wyatt Six.
Gable. Who was it? Was it Karrion Kross? No, who did he fight just now?
No, Miz. Miz.
Oh yeah, it was Miz. My
Yes.
bad.
I was so hyped. I went back to the episode where they debuted, and I had the Leatherface mask on to count these votes, and I was like, man, I was so excited. That's why it's 6. To me, there's no other answer besides him.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. They were let down, and I don't even know if it's their fault. I have no idea. But I am under the impression though that they got to fix it. They will fix it, and maybe it's a pop out here and there. I would love to see a cool cinematic torture, because you realize you notice that Uncle Howdy wasn't around on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else was. Where was Uncle Howdy? Maybe we're gonna see somebody get tortured. Maybe Karrion Kross is gonna get locked up somewhere. Maybe we see that. Maybe we see that on January 6th. I just feel like we keep on getting these the 0 with the cross in it. I don't know what that means.
Is it Becky? Is it the man?
It could be Becky Lynch.
Ugh, I don't know, man. I hate it. I hate that the Wyatts aren't scary. I hate that it's not interesting. I hate it. I hate it so bad. Bo Dallas Uncle Howdy made his main roster debut in 2013 at the Royal Rumble. So he's been in this thing for going on 12 years now. Mm-hmm. And I was so hyped for him to have this, and it just sucks. It just sucks. That's my letdown of the year.
Yeah, that is the letdown of the year. I agree. Touche. We will talk about Raw on Netflix coming up next week. We'll give our preview, what we think, and everything like that. We'll dive into it. So I mean, NFL on Netflix, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Well, the stream presentation commercials games were trash because they were they beat the NFL. Just let the NBA keep Christmas. Like the NBA games were amazing. NFL games sucked.
Yeah. And you notice how Steph Curry drove to the hoop a little bit more.
Yeah. They're like, get in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of finding another star, that's what the NBA needs to do next. So that's another podcast, though. It's another podcast, another time.
Yes, sir. Let's put a pin in this episode. If you want to follow us, again, Figure the Number 4 podcast on Instagram. And same thing with YouTube. Check us out. Subscribe, like, comment, share. It's free to show love. And if you are a lover of wrestling, be a part of the conversation. We want to hear your thoughts on this thing. Oh, yeah. By the way, Wonder.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Pop Out Aiden. He said that he's back in the Valley. So if we want to do this and meet up and we'll get him on, hearing his takes on things, Pop Out Aiden is available.
Like for good or just the holiday?
For good. For good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. If you want to follow me and check out my podcast called The Unrestricted Podcast, you can find it on Instagram at DreRocka, DRERAWKA, or allrock.com. That's ALLRAWK.com.
The Will Wonder Show on Instagram, DJ Will Wonder on XXXXXXX. Which is just, it's just every day it's just worse and worse on that platform. But yeah, I'm there for now.
There you go. Be a part of the toxicity.
Yeah.
What's the other one? What they just released a Blue? I think I heard it's called Blue
Sky. Blue Sky's been around for a minute. Yeah. I have one on there. I just never used it. It's just like Twitter, but it's not disgusting yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll get there. We'll find out.
No beheadings.
Yeah.
No beheadings on there. All right. Y'all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And again, be a part of the conversation. Let us know your thoughts, who we missed, who you would want to end, be in there. I think we did a really good job, though. I think we covered a pretty good amount of these. And I think there's no there's some arguments, but I think we made our own arguments with it. So I think it's good.
Yep.
All right.
So
we out.
Tell us, but agree with us. Bye.
Peace.